Welcome back, riders. Over the past week, Six Flags Great America has put out a couple of posts on their social media channels, potentially alluding to some kind of announcement on July 31st, 2025. In this video, I'll be covering what we know and what we could possibly see coming to Six Flags Great America in 2026. So first off, let's start with what we know. Back in November of 2024, the newly merged Six Flags company announced their intentions for their 2026 editions for a handful of their parks. Six Flags Great America was included in this list, and it was said that the park will celebrate its 50th anniversary, debuting a new kids area, commemorative events, and park enhancements. And honestly, that is all we really know at this point. There has been no hardcore teaser campaign, no construction, and no updates regarding this plan. All we have are two posts the park has made recently. First was this video posted on Thursday, July 24th, with various shots of some of the park's coasters and 7.31.25 in gold text. Then, on Monday, July 28th, they posted a picture with Ratha Rakshasa, 7.31.25 in white text, and gold confetti on the bottom quarter of the photo. So are we even sure that we will learn Six Flags Great America's 2026 plans on July 31st? We know that on that date, the park, and the chain as a whole most likely, is rolling out their 2026 season passes. I plan to cover the season passes more in depth in another video later this week, but last week on Thursday, July 24th, I received a press release from the park stating that their 2026 passes will go on sale on July 31st. Many parks put out similar press releases, and corporate has made a big deal about the rollout of these new passes. Is this all that Six Flags Great America is referring to when they put out their little video and the picture dropping the date of 7.31.25? I think there's a chance, but I am leaning towards them giving more information on their 2026 plans. One, it doesn't seem like other parks put out similar videos. I'd be more convinced this was just for information for the passes if all or most of the parks put out similar videos as Six Flags Great America did. Two, traditionally speaking, parks like to announce their investment for the next season when they roll out their new passes for the next season, as that drives some of their sales. We know that passes are coming on July 31st, so why not drop some information on what to expect in 2026 to persuade people to buy a season pass? 3. The gold text and confetti really lends itself to their 50th anniversary celebration. Regardless as to whether we learn more about Six Flags Great America's 2026 plans on July 31st or any date later on, the main purpose of this video is to speculate on what we might see in 2026. As it was already stated, we can expect a 50th anniversary celebration and a new kids area. But what specifically? What are the finer details? Let's talk about the 50th anniversary aspect first. I fully expect the 50th anniversary celebration to have a very Cedar Fair vibe. I've actually been to a handful of Cedar Fair parks while they were celebrating milestone anniversaries. For each park, it seems like they get something substantial, either in entertainment or in a new ride. The bigger parks seem to get entertainment. For example, Cedar Point had a huge parade, and Kings Island got a drone show. The smaller parks didn't get as much in entertainment, but they did receive a big coaster. Look at Dorney Park with Iron Menace, or King's Dominion with Rapterra. Obviously, Six Flags Great America just got a big roller coaster with Ratha Rakshasa this season. So is the park going to lean towards entertainment? I remember about a year ago from now, when the park announced Ratha Rakshasa, I asked Park President John Kraniak about if they were planning on celebrating their 50th season in 2025. And yes, there is a difference between their 50th season in 2025 and their 50th anniversary in 2026. And he said that they did not want to do a 50th season celebration this year, as they wanted Ratha Rakshasa to be its own thing. In fact, he was excited about the 50th anniversary in 2026, as he thought it was a good excuse to sprucing up the park by painting things, working on food, and overall enhancements to the park. And I believe this is exactly what we should anticipate for their 50th anniversary celebration. Maybe not something as grand as a whole parade or drone show, but lots of just general park updates. Could we see a coaster get repainted? We have a couple good candidates like Raging Bull or X Flight. 2026 also marks the first full season with the park's executive chef, so I think we can expect some new menu items and or recipes at the very least. I think the park has been making progress on their beautification with both foliage and physical spaces, but I think we can definitely expect more in 2026. As for the new kids area, this is the more interesting conversation in my opinion. There are so many questions that will be answered. Is it truly a new kids area, or is it just a refresh of one of the existing kids areas? If it's a refresh, which kids area will receive it? Which IP will they use? Could we be seeing a new family coaster? At the same time, there really has not been any leaked information or any strong rumors. So what route are we potentially looking at? Let's talk about it. First off, is it truly a new area or just a refresh of one of their existing areas? I think we can rule out any involvement of Hometown Square Kiddie area. This was new for the park's 40 season celebration in the 2014 season. It's the park's smallest kids area, so I just don't see a lot of potential to expand on it or refresh it at all. In fact, I kind of think it's the most well off right now. It's the nicest looking one. There's no real theme, no IP, but it's just clean and it fits its footprint nicely. So that leaves Camp Cartoon and Kidsopolis. To be blunt, both of these areas need attention. Kidsopolis has a decent collection of rides and also provides some shade, which is really nice for a family area, even though it might be a little ugly. But it's just a bit tacky with all the colors. It's empty without the play structure in the center they got rid of. The facades aren't really in great shape. I would argue Camp Cartoon needs more help though. Besides Sprocket Rockets, it's just plain ugly. There are one or two empty spots where they could fit in new rides that just stick out like a sore thumb without any tenants currently. Both areas really need attention, but I think they are going to go with Camp Cartoon. Like I said, in my opinion, it needs more help. I think on its own, it does have less potential than Kidsopolis, but it just needs more help right now. That said, there are easily some ways they can make a Camp Cartoon refresh really nice. There are two ways, and honestly, you could even do both if you really wanted to get crazy. One, you demolish the amphitheater adjacent to Camp Cartoon and expand into it. Two, you remove the go-karts and expand into it. Obviously, the go-karts plot is much bigger, and actually, before the go-karts were there, the land used to be a kids area. So, will the park go back to the past and bring back the kids area here? What is the likelihood the go-karts are on the way out? People have been calling it for years, yet they're still chugging along. Parks do seem to be fading away from upcharge attractions, including go-karts. Given the prominent location of the go-karts at the park, I could easily see them being axed. But I haven't really seen or heard anything to suggest this is their last year at the park. Cedar Fair loves their kids areas. Honestly, the recent ones they've been overhauling look really nice. You know you have a problem when Michigan's Adventure has a better kids area than you. So that leads to the next question. What IP will they use? This is a really interesting question because this is a question we have not seen answered post-merger. All Cedar Fair knows are the peanuts. The acquisition of Great America gave Six Flags the rights to Looney Tunes. So which way will the new Cedar Fair-led Six Flags company lean for Great America? I think it's a toss-up at this point. Like I said, Cedar Fair only knows the peanuts, and they do a good job using them in my opinion. It seems like the vast majority of decisions the company has been making have been Cedar Fair-like decisions, but they now have access to DC and Looney Tunes IPs, and I don't think they just won't ever utilize them. Is this their chance to try something new and use Looney Tunes? Looney Tunes has been with Six Flags Great America since day one. Would it be a slap in the face to introduce the Peanuts to the park for their 50th anniversary? I really could see this one going either way. Now, with a new or refreshed kids area, I think you can expect a couple new flat rides. Nothing extreme or anything. They are for kids after all. I like to call them circle rides, just rides that go in slow circles in different ways. But the real question is, could the park be seeing a family roller coaster? Personally, I'm not anticipating one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up happening. It does seem like Cedar Fair has liked adding a family coaster when they refresh their existing kids areas. But will Six Flags Great America go back to back years with a new roller coaster? I think it's unlikely, but there's definitely more than a non zero chance. Maybe even up to 20%, which isn't that crazy. Now, what coaster would they get? I think there's two options. Again, it's whatever Cedar Fair has been doing recently. They added one Vekoma Family Boomerang and two Art Engineering Family Launch Coasters. I like both of these options. I think Cedar Fair has done great with all of these projects. They are engaging for enthusiasts like us while being fun for most ages. Now, I will say, to get a new coaster, they would probably have to get rid of the go-karts, or at the very least, the amphitheater and Camp Cartoon. I don't see how they could squeeze in either of those coaster models into Camp Cartoon or Kidzopolis for that matter, but they squeezed in RAF into spots I didn't even consider, so what do I know? Lastly, I just wanted to touch on two things. One, somewhat unrelated to all of this, but I believe in 2026 the parking lot will receive the solar panel project that has been approved by the Village of Gurnee. Two, there have been a lot of people hoping that they will get American Eagle back to racing in 2026. In my opinion, that is more than a one season project, so I'm not anticipating it coming in 2026, but I'd love to be wrong. So, with that, those are all my thoughts I have regarding Six Flags Great America's 2026 investment. What do you think the park is receiving? Do you agree or disagree with any of my thoughts? I generally would like to hear what you're all thinking before they formally announce what is coming, so please leave your comments below and let's start a conversation. Once they announce their plans, I'll make a video covering all the details. Thanks for checking out the video, and see you all next time. Push down, pull up, exit to the right. Hope you enjoyed the video, and go have your greatest day yet. Choo choo, bye!